we're going to have a little coffee chat whiteboard moment, and we're going to take a look under the hood, like what's going on? Why is it that when you're doing all the right things, you're not feeling better every day? And how do we change that? Because it's very important that we change that in order to have a better second act. So hi, I'm Julianne Price. I'm the founder of Life Edit and Design. And my goal is to help you find that energy to live and redefine success. Old success isn't where we're going anymore. We want a new success, and that's what the second act is about. And my mission is to raise the vibration of the whole planet by raising your vibration. When you're feeling happy and when you're positive and when you're taking charge of your life, you're going to ripple out that positive energy, and that is how we're going to change the planet, when we all raise our energy and we affect everybody around us. So let's dive into this, right? So let's see what's going on. So let's see, here's a little energy gauge, right? Over here is just like in your car, right? Over here we have empty, and we're partially full, and then we have full. And let me ask you, where do you spend your time? Are we over here in empty land? Are you over here in, I'm fine? Or are you over here in this fabulous Fullville over there with all the energy? And most women I talk to, they're right about here. They're somewhere between, if you ask me for one more thing, I'm going to explode, and I'm fine. And there's a lot, I find a lot of successful women are right here over there, like, yeah, everything's okay. Life's okay. How you doing? I'm okay. Ugh, really? That is not what we're put on this earth for. We want to be over here. We want to be over here where we're saying, well, I'm fabulous. I'm having an awesome day. How about you? We want to be over here with a lot of energy, with that full tank. Why are we over here? Why are we successful women doing all the right things? Why are we sitting over here? And let's talk about this. Let's imagine a little teeter-totter, and this is our energy teeter-totter, and these are all the things that take energy from us. And that's the meetings, that's taking care of the house, that's obligations to your community, or maybe you're faith-based, that's all the errands, running around, doing all the groceries and all that. What's going on over here? What are the things that you're doing on a regular basis to fill your tank? Because the more time you spend over here, right, these are all the things that are draining your energy, draining your tank. What are we doing over here to fill that tank back up? And you might be saying, oh, I'm not really sure. Let's take a really good look. Here's the answer, and I love this. This is something I got from Darren Hardy. If you want to know somebody's priorities in life, all you have to do is take a look at their calendar. Let's take a look at your calendar. How many things on your calendar are filling you up versus draining? So you've got that meeting, you've got the running the errands, you've got carpooling or whatever you're doing there. Maybe you've even got a meeting with a friend, but that friend is somebody you're just like, oh, she's going to have so many things going on in her life. There's going to be so much drama that it's an energy drain. And when you look at your calendar, I want you to see that, add up all the things that you feel are draining your energy on this side of the teeter-totter, and how many of those things are on this side and are filling you up. And I bet you're going to be hard pressed to figure out which one of those things are actually over here. What are you doing to actually chill out? And I don't necessarily mean, the bubble bath. I mean, that's nice. It's great if you can do it. There's more to life on this side than just those little things that we've been taught are what we should be striving for, which is like the perfect scene, like we have in our brains. Like, in order for it to be filling me up, it has to be Pinterest perfect. I love Pinterest, but really, come on, folks, that is not what life looks like. So look at your calendar and see what's going on here, and that's going to give you a very big clue as to what's going in your energy tank. And one of the things that really fills your tank over here, one of these energy giving resources, is movement. I'm big on moving your body. When you start to move, you feel energy, you feel great. But what happens for most of you is you see that gym appointment on your calendar, or maybe you see the healthy, you wrote plans for this healthy meal plan of what you were going to eat. You put that on your calendar, and then you dreaded it. You looked at it and you said, I don't want to eat that food. I bought it. How many times do you have lettuce you put in your fridge and veggies, and then they just go bad because you didn't eat them in time? And those things that the things that you dread, the things you don't feel good about, like the workout you didn't want to do and you skipped it, that is an energy drain. Something that could have been positive and filled you up, because you had a mindset about it that you just didn't want to do it, became an energy drain. And these things are killing you. So even though you said, hey, I put these positive things on my calendar, every time you don't do them, they actually fall on this side of the teeter-totter instead of this side. And we're guilty of it, but we're going to talk about a little bit, how do we change this dynamic so that we actually fill ourselves up a little bit more instead of draining ourselves down. But let's zoom out. Let's say this is what's going on here. Why is this, like, over time really starting to bring us down. Like, again, life looks really good on paper, right? You have all the things that you should have, all the trappings of a good life. So why aren't you feeling awesome? Well, let's look at that. So here's the day we get up, and it's a beautiful day, and we go out and we push, right? We push our rock up the hill because that's what we've been trained to do, because we are very responsible, very successful women, and we push our rock up the hill, and we ignore what's going on. We ignore that we don't have the energy to push this rock up. So we just keep going, and the more we ignore, we reach this point right here where we get angry. We're tired, and as soon as I'm tired, that is the first thing I go to is anger. And the funny thing about anger is it gives you energy, right? So you get angry and you're able to go a little bit longer and push that up. But you didn't have the energy. You just kind of fueled on anger. And this is what happens. Whoop, we crash, right? You have the big old crash and you burn. And then you go to sleep and you do it again. You push that rock up the hill, you get angry, you crash, whoop, and then we do it again. And here's what's happening. Every time you do this, you're starting from a lower point. Each morning, you got a little less energy. You push through it because, hey, we've been trained to do that and we're very good and you're successful. You wouldn't be successful if you didn't know how to master this curve, right? But here's what's happening. Over time, you're starting from a lower point each day. And this is what we call the burnout cycle. And if you're kind of finishing that first act and you're ready for your second act, we got to stop this burnout cycle because then we don't have the energy to do what we need to do. We're not over here in Fullville. So this is our second act is just going to be a repeat of the first act. And what's the point of that? We're not doing that. We're looking to be a high energy, high vibing woman. We're looking to redefine success. And in order to redefine success, we got to stop it. So we have to do it more like this. So, hey, you start your day and yeah, we push because, hey, we still have responsibilities. They're not going to go away just because you're in your second act, right? But right here, we're either going to maintain or we're going to fill our tank. We're not going to look for energy crashes. We're going to look at how do we get some of this stuff going on? How do we get some of this stuff in our calendar so that when our day ends, we're really here. And then we start our next day, we're starting from a new point. And then we do some energy filling our tank. And then I'm running out of room. But you see, our cycle is going up each day. We're starting at a slightly higher point instead of a slightly lower point. That is what the second act is about. That is why energy is our currency, because we're not looking to crash and burn anymore. We're looking for do good work, do hard work, important work, but then refill our tank. So the next day we're available to do even more, and the next day even more. That is what this is like. We're going to have to spend some time on this side of the teeter-totter. Now, I love a good visual aid. How are we going to do this? How are we going to get our tank refilled? Here is my jar. You're going to have your little jar, right? Find any kind of vessel. I don't care what it is. But your homework for this assignment is to look at what are some of the things you can put in the jar that you can refill. I have these little silicone beads I love. And every time you do one, put something in the jar. And look and see. You got to schedule it. Got to get it in the calendar. You got to find ways to put things in your calendar. And one of these beads can actually be something that you put down. Something you let go of from your calendar that's an energy drain. Something that sits over on this side. If you can let go of it, you get a boost. You just gave yourself a little bit of free energy. So if you go to a meeting and you're like, that's great. I'm glad you want me to do X, Y, and Z, but am I the best person for it? Or if I'm going to do this, what do you want to take off my plate because I can't do it? Like now you're thinking energy. You're not thinking responsibility. We're done climbing, right? And we're saying, hey, energy is my currency, and if it's going to drain me and it doesn't give me some kind of boost, then I have to decide what I'm going to do about it. I either have to counteract it so I can get the teeter-totter to go the other way, or I have to let it go so my teeter-totter can go the other way. And that's what I want you to do. Is your assignment is to come up with a jar and to find these things. What can you do that replenishes your energy? What kind of exercise, movement? Because there is so much movement that is simple that recharges you. If you did 10 full body squats, and I mean full body, you go all the way down, all the way up, 10 of them would take you less than a minute. But oh my God, the energy rush that you get from doing that, something that simple, is going to put something in your teeter-totter. It gives you another bead in your jar. That's simple. That you can do. You don't have to dread it. If workouts is something that's draining your battery over here, is putting you over here on this side of the scale, then you need to change the workouts, because that's the number one energy booster is your own body. So how are we going to do that? Another thing, if eating healthy is something that really drains you, there are 1,000,001 meal programs out there. You don't have to do it for your whole family. You can do it just for you. Daily Harvest is one I've used. Cook Unity is another one I use. They are great ways of having a very healthy, quick meal that you just have to put in the microwave for 2 minutes. I am lazy. I will tell you right now. I raise my hand. I don't like to cook, and anything I can do to shortcut that is a good thing to do. And the other thing you could do is have meal prep. I'm sorry. Oh, they're doing our lawn outside. Sorry if you can hear that. Get your groceries delivered or pick them up. Let somebody else do the shopping. How can you take some of these daily things that you do and flip the equation so instead of being an energy drain, it's over here on the energy power up side. It's fueling your tank. So these are simple things you can do. And this is your assignment for this week. Look at this teeter-totter, look at your schedule, and make some changes. And I have a permission slip audio. Another thing that you can do to fill that tank is listen to that, and there's an interactive workbook. I'll throw the links in the video in the description below. But that's also something else that's going to help you to turn this teeter-totter around. Journaling is another thing. Journaling on positivity, not journaling how negative your day was and how much you had to sit over here in this, mehville or emptyville. But if you start to journal about the positive things, like, are you healthy? Were you able to move your body today? Did you have a car to drive to work today? Oh my God, that's awesome. Like, put all that stuff on the positive side. Watch funny cat videos if you need to. If that fills you up and that makes you laugh, watch comedy. Find something to put yourself on this side of the equation. And again, that is what the second act is about. So in this first act, our currency was money. In the second act, our currency is energy. And how are you going to bring up the best energy to take care of you so that this is the cycle that you're living now? So if you haven't watched the Break Out of the Box video, again, I'll put the link for you. I want you to watch that video because it shows you how breaking out of that box can, we get a little bit angry, but it becomes, excuse my language, but you become more of a badass. And a badass is sexy. And when you feel sexy and you feel good, you're already on this side of the teeter-totter. You're already feeling a lot of high vibe energy. Let's look at this schedule here. Let's find what we're going to do to raise our energy and then go out there and do it. That is your assignment. Don't sit there and do lip service. Life is not about looking good on paper anymore. Life is about energy and about your currency. Get out there and do it, and we'll talk to you soon.